All right, Julian, just when we thought we were going to have a calm week in Carolina with the Panthers having a bye week, they are making headlines on Sunday by firing their offensive coordinator, Joe Brady. What do you make of the decision to do this now?
Yeah, actually, they blew up by Sunday. Thought I was going to have a Sunday off. Guess not. Yeah, I think it made sense to get it done now during the bye week. We knew that changes need to be made on the Carolina Panthers staff. I mean, like Joe Brady, in all likelihood, probably was not going to be back next year. So if you know he's not going to be back, then go ahead and try and move forward and try and see if you can make something else happen over the final 5 weeks of the season. This won't be the only change. If Matt Rhule is going to be the head coach here next season, which I think he deserves a third year, there's going to have to be a lot of changes throughout the offseason, not just on the coaching staff, but also in personnel. And they've got to be able to figure out what they're going to do long-term at quarterback and also try to fix the offensive line, which I don't think you can throw all those issues right on Joe Brady, but he is the offensive coordinator. So at the end of the day, it all falls on him.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. When you look at the Panthers' struggles this season, how much of that does fall on Joe Brady and how much of that is just that's what the Panthers have? Those are their struggles. They don't have the right people at O-line. They can't get their quarterback situation resolved. And also, you got, Matt Rhule running things as head coach.
Yeah, this is the second straight year we've seen someone scapegoated offensively. Last year was Teddy Bridgewater when the team was 28th in the red zone and 0 for 8 in opportunities to either go down the field in the final minutes of the game to either win or tie. So that was all on Bridgewater, apparently. So they tried to upgrade by bringing in Sam Darnold, and the hope was that with Joe Brady and his offensive system and Christian McCaffrey, who's been injured for the majority of the season, and DJ Moore or Robbie Anderson, that things would work out and would be better. And they've been far worse. And when I look at the situation with Joe Brady, like he didn't make the decision to trade 3 picks to bring in Sam Darnold. It's not his fault that Christian McCaffrey's not healthy. He didn't sign Pat Elflein and Cam Irving in the first few minutes of free agency. This is the cards that he was dealt, and he did not do a good job. And there were certainly questions last year and just how equipped he was to run this offense. But last season, they had 4 guys over 1,000 yards from scrimmage. And this year, that's just not going to be the case. So I don't think I put all the blame on Joe Brady, but Matt Rhule had to make some sort of change and decided that Joe Brady was the guy that needed to go. And we'll see who goes the next couple of weeks and if that is Rhule.
All right, 5 games left. That's a lot of football still to be played for this team. What approach do you think they should take from this point out?
Well, I would imagine they're probably going to continue to be run heavy when it comes to offense. Like they weren't on the same page. Matt Rhule, Joe Brady. We saw in the Monday morning press conferences where Matt talked about, I want to run the football. Then they don't run the football at all. And he's, I'm going to sit here, talk to Joe. We're going to have a conversation, try and figure things out. And eventually they kind of got to that. But then you saw last Sunday against Miami, that wasn't the situation. I don't know what you can really expect to change moving forward. Cam Newton will have a better understanding of the playbook. That's what he's been doing all week, working with Sean Ryan, the quarterback coach here in Carolina, so they can at least operate quicker and faster next week when they play Atlanta at home. I just don't think much is going to change. Is Robbie Anderson all of a sudden going to start catching the football? Is going to be a big-time player? Is DJ Moore going to bounce back to where he started out early in the season? Is the offensive line going to all of a sudden get healthy and fix itself? I don't really see that happening over the next 5 weeks. So this is a change that I guess seemed necessary. What's going to happen eventually, but I don't think it's a change that really, changes the outlook for the final 5 weeks of the season for Carolina.
All right, next up for the Panthers, they're going to face the Atlanta Falcons at Bank of America Stadium. They've had the bye week. Some unfortunate news, Christian McCaffrey, Dante Jackson, both on injured reserve, out for the rest of the season. But, when they come back next Sunday and they take the field at home, what do you think this team's going to be like? Do you think they're going to put up a fight, or do you think they're waving the white flag slowly till the end of the season?
Well, you hope they put up a fight. They're still in the playoff race. They entered today only a half game out. Now the tiebreakers that they're going to lose to Minnesota lost to Detroit, so that helps them out. But they're still currently the tiebreaker goes to Minnesota. Same thing with Philadelphia. We'll see what happens with Washington. So they're still technically in it. If they can win 4 of their last 5 games, they could be a playoff team. But this team is yet to be consistent all season long. They've been consistently inconsistent. And I can't imagine now getting rid of Joe Brady is going to help this offense moving forward. So I expect them, yes, to come out with a better effort than what we saw in Miami. It can't get much worse than that, you would think. But also, we thought in Miami that they would come up with better effort, knowing that if they lost that game, the likelihood of them going to the playoffs was going to drop. So we'll see. I expect them to play a lot better. They got the week to rest and prepare, and we'll see what they look like going out on Sunday against Atlanta, a division opponent. They're 3-0 in the division, and there's a lot of division games here remaining that could give them a great opportunity to be one of those wild card teams. I'm just not all that confident that they will be one of those teams.
All right, Julian, we appreciate you making time for us. I hope that you get to enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, thanks.